Miracles happen all the time. Just be your own competition. Don't try to see and improve yourself to anybody else. Start feeling about yourself. Stop doubting about your abilities and always be the last one in the room to talk.
By July 17th, somebody I already know is gonna pitch me a deal that I'm gonna be afraid of, that I have to say yes to.
If you're a good CEO in your own life, then you are a good CEO in your own company. Everything is possible, guys. Everything.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Fiona. She is a new friend of mine that I'm super excited to dive into her world. Let me list off all of some of the things she's great at. She calls herself the subconscious mind surgeon, which I love. Hypnotherapist, psychic readings, motivational speaker, best-selling author, helping law enforcement, working with Jack Canfield, who I love, has been in the Forbes, Wall Street Journal, successful entrepreneur, and she's here to join us today and share her story. Welcome aboard.
Thank you so much.
So I don't have a huge exposure to your world and what you do. The closest I think is I had Marissa Peer come on from the UK, and she did a hypnotherapy on me over the internet for an hour or so. And that's probably about the closest that I've gotten to your world. So when I have new people on, I like learning. Like, how can we use what you do, whether it's hypnotherapy, whether it's psychic readings, to be better entrepreneurs?
Well, good question, and a strong question. Number one, I'm working with law enforcement, police officers, and private investigators, crimes lawyers, to solve crimes for them. And how do I do? People ask me constantly, how did you know about that? How did you know about this? Well, I don't think it's something that I see and feel and sense that I know before or in beforehand. It's just coming to me very naturally. And we all have this amazing antennas to connect ourselves with the frequencies of universe or what's going on around. But some people may have more and some may little. But I do have it, and I found it when I was at the age of 7.5. And it was weird because I was little. I didn't understand exactly what's going on, what I can feel and sense things. And when I'm telling people, people come back to me and says exactly what you said and says it happened to me. And at the same time, when I actually working with officers and in the solving murder cases and doing all this stuff, and lawyers has come back to me that, oh my God, how did you know about that puzzle? I don't know, but I see, feel, sense, and get messages. Visions is the most important part in my life as a medium when I'm working with officers. As a clinical hypnotherapist, I always connect with the energies and channeling the person, pain, emotional pain, addiction, and why that person wants to even do and be hypno. So we are all based on energies. And if we are connecting with our energies, our feelings, our thought, and believe in them, feel them, sense them, and using 1% of the power that we have in our brain, then we can do everything in this earth. There's nothing impossible.
Do people come to you? So I get the police one, like, help us solve this problem. And I remember reading your story about when you were 7 and you thought this accident was going to happen, and then it happened. It wasn't major, thank you, but I mean, it was the start of you noticing that you had these abilities. When people come and work with you, whether they're doing, a psychic reading or they want you to do hypnotherapy on them, do they have a specific thing that they're trying to solve, or is
all of the time? All
okay.
the time. All the time. When people seek help, that means that their willpower start activating in their brain. So when you want to change something in your life, that means you already start your willpower. And when they came to someone and asked, can you just remove this addiction? Can you do this and that to me? Can you just help me to bring and achieve more success? Can you just tell me why I'm so afraid of this and that? So of course, that's the joyful thing to do. This says, yes, of course I can do. So just like lay back and relax, close your eyes, and then feel and sense yourself the place you want to be, the person that you want to be with, and the connection that you want to get around yourself and universe.
Does it work in a business context too? Kind of work for entrepreneurs?
Yes, of course. Well, I do. My clients, basically, insurance companies, lawyers, doctors, and even every single persons around us in any type of the businesses, they are my clients. And of course, You always want to encouraging yourself to be better in everything and whatever you do. It doesn't matter what type of title you have. I do have a lot of businesswomen entrepreneurs ask me frequently questions about, Fiona, how can I be successful? How can I let go of my fears? I always telling them, if you do have doubt about yourself, if you're starting to have doubt about your abilities or something that you may have and you can actually give away to people, then you are going to lose. Start feeling about yourself. Stop doubting about your abilities and always be the last one in the room to talk. Why? If you're a businesswoman entrepreneur, businessman entrepreneur, you do have a lot of employees, there's a lot of people that work for you, always trust them, believe them, and respect them. And never try to find someone or something that somebody done in the wrong way. Always try to reward people and tell them the best as you can. And always listen what they had to say about you and what did you done as a wrong things, as a good things. Just listen to people. Never be bossy. Never show off in front of your employees, and always show off out for your competitions and other people, but not for your employees, not for people who are working for you 24 hours and 7 days to bring success, happiness, and love to you.
I love it. Is there anything, can we do something live now? Like, is anything coming to you from me, or do I need to do an activity or answer a question that we could?
Well, I see that. Actually, there's something that I can pick up right now around you. You're going to have a trip, and this trip is going to happen around actually the end of month of July, or mostly after the July 17. This trip will be fantastic. I want you to get into that trip. And there is actually 2 people that's seeking after. One right now just looking for to writing something with you, connecting with you, which I wanted you to get and say yes to it. Never be afraid about it, because that would be fantastic. Almost after the July 17th, things is just going to explode like boom for you. So that would be fantastic. Just go for it without to be afraid.
So I'm going to go on a trip, and then I'm going to meet somebody. They're going to tell me something, and I have to
you
go
already
for it.
knows. You already knows. 2 people
Okay.
that already knew you. One of them is already after you, and I can feel after the 17th of July, you're going to have some negotiation, some communication that would happen, and you are going to sign something together with them, which is going to be very, very big. Almost after 17. And another good news for you.
Yeah.
Some people, they know about their connection to world or to universe or to energies of the frequencies, anything that you're sending actually, to others. You do have this very strong antenna. I can feel and sense it right now. What I wanted you to do more, meditate a little bit more. You always did. But lately, how I feel, there's a lot of distractions. Let go of distractions and get it done. This is something that you have to do before the 10th and before the 11th of July. And you know what I'm talking.
All right. I'm writing it down. Meditate before July 10th, 11th.
And meditation doesn't mean that you have to sitting in the room, closing your eyes and just like doing like that. No, meditation means get yourself out, bring some coffee, lunch and dinner, invite yourself, and just be yourself. Nobody else.
And then by July 17th, somebody I already know is gonna pitch me a deal that I'm gonna be afraid of, that I have to say yes to.
You're not afraid of. You are just thinking right now. But I would say, don't even hesitate or think. Just get it done. Just do it.
Yes. All right. I'm excited. Let's make it happen. Let's go.
I am excited for you too, because July is
I'll give you the update.
Absolutely. Okay. I can't wait.
So, I believe every entrepreneur has gifts.
Of course.
I think everybody's a genius at something.
Of course.
So you've gone from where you were to here. Now, 7-year-old girl who seems weird and crazy that she's predicting these things. How do you talk about belief, and I know a lot of your Instagram, you're sharing belief and the message. You have to believe in yourself, which, directly lines with what I'm all about. How did you get over those hurdles where people would say, I'm sure around you, that's crazy, that's weird, it's not a normal profession, go be something else, go be a teacher, go be an XYZ. How did you have the belief in yourself to chase this down and turn it into an opportunity?
Well, as I said, if you doubt about yourself and listen what other people think and feel about you, all the focus will go directly from your real perspective to others. What other people think about me, feel about me. I never ever felt why other people think and feel about me. I always feel what I can do, how can I deliver, and how can I get connect with myself and my soul. So my focus is always was about helping other people. And as long as I can help other people and sending love, there's no problem on any of abilities or any type of the things that I have inside and out. Well, of course, there's a lot of non-believer out there, but directly, mostly, I do remember I do have a couple of cases with example officers. At the beginning, they've been kind of like, okay, well, are you sure about it, blah, blah, blah. But then when they get to know me, they've been like, oh yeah, we love her. She knows what she's doing. She knows what she's up to. So those messages, they are not a joke when they come in actually from the spirit. And if you do believe yourself and let's say that you have a goal. I mean, we all have. But somehow in some point you feel like, really, am I deserve it? The questioning yourself if you deserve as a business entrepreneur to get that amount of money, to get that deal, to get that this and all this stuff, we are put ourselves in a position that I may not deserve to get success. I may not deserve to get this and that. So what I did all my life, I always follow the flow, the energies that come to me, never doubt. And I never been in my past and never been in my future. I always living in a moment. So my future always was about 2 hours ago and my past 2 hours from now. So if every business entrepreneur who may worried about their bills, the employees, whatever salaries and other stuff that coming, if I can get this deal and that, if they just focus on the good and focus on the good things that's going to happen now in the moment that me and you talking, then nothing will stop the universe and the quantum energies to bring them the love and prosperities and wealth and happiness that they are looking for. The problem is our focus is all about past and is about future. And that's why we forgot about the moment.
And through your journey figuring that out, I'm sure you didn't know that at 7 or at 8 or at 9. Now you're, confident woman, entrepreneur, all the success. That journey, like when you're 13 years old and you're in school and you're making predictions for people and they think it's weird or crazy and it's not normal, how did you develop that confidence, belief to say, I'm different, and that's awesome, not I'm weird and so I'm going to hide this thing that I'm gifted at? Like, how was that journey and how did you get out of it?
I never tried to prove myself to anybody. I always trying to prove myself to myself. So basically, if I let go of this thought and the energies that come to my mind that I have to always be concerned about what other people think and feel about me, I'm not going to even focus on myself and on my well-being. So from the age a little or kind of like teenager, I learned one very strong things. Never, ever think what other people think and feel about you. Always encouraging yourself to be better every day. You are your own competition. You're not competing with anybody. And here is all about to helping others and also give and receive love. That was my philosophy. And what the funny part is, people who want to have my help or somehow get me in connect with their spirituality and other stuff, they found me by themselves. I never do any marketing. My own marketing is word of mouth, and I've always been in the past of 25 years. So basically, non-believer, it always starting to believe after see things with their own eyes. And also working with law enforcement was also like a pleasant and pleasure things for me because I could actually solve and find a closure for a lot of families, for missing persons, missing people, dead bodies, and all the stuff that I saw in my life. But however, my feeling is always just be your own competition. Don't try to see and improve yourself to anybody else. You don't need to be approval or having any or seeking for any approval from anybody else, just yourself. And focus on something that you want to get. Don't focus on something that I don't want to or don't have. Just focus on something that you have already and you want to encourage it to get better and better and better. So if you do and living in the moment, focus on something that we have, be thankful and be grateful and stop thinking about what other people are thinking about us, we will succeed very easily in anything.
What was the hardest part along this journey for you to get to where you're at?
I left my country when I was a teenager. So of course, at that time, I couldn't speak English or Swedish. And basically to me, just leaving my country, kind of like a spoiled girl, being in another country, minus 30 degrees, around the age of 15. So it was hard. It was very challenging. And one of the stories that had happened, so my uncle had to come and just like take me from the airport, and he never showed up. And I was 15. I'm sitting there. Nobody's there. Oh my God, what should I do? Then immediately I told myself, Fia, you are deaf and you are blind. You can't feel, you can't see anything. So try to connect with yourself now and build yourself in some other way. So what happened to my uncle? He had a car crash almost 5 hours before. So basically he went to coma for almost 2 months, and I didn't even know where he is. I just whole that 2 months, I just think about like, okay, you know, he kind of like gave me the cold feet. I'm now sitting here. But instead of just like feel about like I'm a lonely person, I'm a teenager, I have nobody taking care of me, I said, you know what, get up now, stand up, do something, and stop feel bad about anything. Just be positive, and positives will happen. But I would say the 2 months of my life that I would never ever forgot. I do remember that I live with 125 crackers in 2 months, crackers and waters. And I do remember I told myself, you can survive. And you can always imagine that those crackers is not just the crackers. There is a protein, there is a fruit, there is like, just make it as a kind of like in the 4 pieces, and feel and sense them that they are. The one of the little piece that you are eating now is a fruit. The other one is actually the salmon or some sort of the meat that you like, this and that. So everything is possible, guys. So if I survived with 120 crackers in almost 2 months, crackers and waters, and then everything is possible. I could really feel and sense myself with all those challenges, that how could I strongly close to myself after that? How could I appreciate life after that? How could I feel that I am so grateful and thankful for little things that I do have after that? So of course, and believe me or not, guys, miracles happen all the time. So I do believe in miracles, and I always did. And that's why if you are a miracle believer, if you are your own believer, everything happened. But to me, it was a big challenge. And of course, I didn't even have enough shoes to wear because, you know, Sweden is cold and it's snow everywhere at that time. And I just came with the shoes from my country, which had a very nice weather. And it was like, oh my God, I have not so much money. I just like have enough to stay in a hotel. I have not so much money, or actually too much money to just go in and then buy some, you know, piece of fruits or kind of like, you know, food. But what I do have is my brain, is my subconscious, is myself, is the power I have as a human being that God gave it to me. And I have to use it to get and go through this pain, which I did. But it was hard, but it's possible. Everything is possible, guys. Everything.
You gotta believe.
You gotta believe, and you know what? There is no such a thing as a bad thought or good thought. It's all thought. It's all here. It's me and you, that how we create it, how we feel it, and how we sense it. So my feeling was about like, yes, you are in the 5-star hotel. Everything is good. The weather is perfect. It's fantastic. It's not -30. Your shoes is still fantastic. Even if you have water inside and you can even feel your toes, that is fine. You can survive again. And of course, you can live with 125, I think, crackers, and you can still feel yourself as a human being.
So you're 15 in a country you don't speak the language. You have no money, no shoes. You're eating crackers. What's the steps then that you took to start to become an entrepreneur, to start to get paid for what you're doing, for this talent that you have?
Yes. So basically, after 2 weeks being in that motel, so I saw some Persian girls, at least after 2 months. It's like, oh my God, somebody talk my language. So like hugging her and just like asking her, oh my God, can you just talk to me? So she was happy. It was like, I was deaf and blind for 2 months. I need someone to talk to me. And she kind of was like, oh, thank you. And just like hugging me and all this stuff. And then she said like, oh, by the way, I'm here for the business trip, but you know, I can connect you with a lot of family members of mine here actually. And basically they are Persian, so they can help you out. So guess what? 2 days after, we've been invited in some party. And I was shy. I was like, I can't speak Swedish and English with anybody. It's like, don't worry about it. It's the Persian party. So I was like, yeah, finally, food and Persian party. So basically, I never told her that I need not have enough money to eat food and whatever. But for me, it was like a heaven. Get in, just like have fun. So directly when we went in, I felt the energies and the connection of a sad lady inside of the room, and also someone named Jessica, and also the head of the blood, and like, gosh, what's going on? Why I feel this? I don't know anyone here. I don't even know who they are. So why I'm feeling this way? So I tried to basically focus and connect and go around and trying to say hi to everybody. At the end, I saw the lady around the 55. She came to me by herself without even I'm actually reaching out. And it's starting to speak Swedish. I was just like, oh, I'm sorry. I don't understand what you're saying. And my friend right away came in the middle. And I said, can you just tell her something about someone named Jessica? I'm sorry, but I have these feelings. I may not never told you because I met you 2 days ago. I told to the lady, but I want to help this woman because she has a lot of emotional pains right now. All of a sudden, oh my God, she cried loudly. And it was like, Jessica is my daughter, been missing in 10 years. And now about 2 months ago, they closed the case. They couldn't find a murder and all this stuff. So to me was like, oh no, I don't think so. Well, the Swedish family been super rich. So I just told the mom, you know what, is it possible for you to open the case again? Is it possible to get me in? Is it possible to do something? So she translated everything. 2 weeks after, we were together with the private investigators and officers and everybody that could actually, handling things. The first officers I do remember, like a big chunky officers, was come back Swedish. Oh, do you think that you can solve this problem? We couldn't done that in 10 years. And so it's like, well, you know what? Take it easy. And how do you know that? Maybe you've been involved. It's like, man, I just been in your country for less than 2 months. I don't even know your country. I don't even know your language. So definitely I'm not involved in that murder cases. But whatever, I told him, what I feel, where I can, and believe me, people who basically passed, there was spirit talking to me by themselves. So she could tell me the location. She could send me those visions, messages, and names, and I could really see where she is. After almost less than 4 days, they found her. Where, and almost after 1 month, they found who actually murdered her. So for that family, everything was a closure. Everything was like, thank God that I at least find something that would happen to my daughter after 10 years. And now I can actually, send the peace and love. Now, but then after, my career started from there. All the officers was all around me. Oh, who are you? What are you doing here? For how long you been in Sweden? What are you up to? So yeah, my career started from there. Of course, I was still 15 and I was underage. They couldn't hire me, but basically, of course, I did have the, of course, making money of whatever I did, but in a kind of, indirect way. And at the same time, I felt that, you know what? I need to be my business owner. I need to open my own, companies. I have to do it. So at the age of almost 17 and a half, I found 2 Swedish families, which also been business entrepreneur for a long time. They actually work with, again, lawyers and law enforcement. So I get in tune with them. I get into the business things. And to me, business is all about you. It's all about, like, if you're a good CEO in your own life, that you are a good CEO in your own company. So, but if you can manage your own life correctly, then you can manage anybody and anything. So to me was like, be your own CEO of your, yourself and your life or personal life, then the rest will come true. And I'm always positive, optimistic, happy, sending love. And people ask me, you never get mad? Of course I do, but I always handling. I basically train this muscle to not get that angry and always be trained and ready for the new things, learn things, feel things, sense things, and helping other people.
Cool. Well, I appreciate the love, appreciate the energy. It's crazy how quickly time goes by. I got to get on my medication.
I need to. Please, let's do it.
I need to say yes to that deal on the 17th, so I'm excited.
Yes. You already said that in your mind, but it's coming more, so you're definitely going to be happy about it. No doubt about it.
I'm excited. So for people people here on Instagram or my YouTube audience, they want to learn more about you, dive into your world, where do you want them to go next?
Well, Persian Medium is my Instagram, so it's normal Persian as a Persian, medium as a medium, and also avidawakening.com. And the most easiest way to communicate with me, because I have over 27,000 clients worldwide that calling me daily nonstop, Avid Advise, AVID Advise, avidadvise.com. You guys just go there, sign up, and then call and chat from there. A lot of people call for just the little questions about their love life, about, selling, whatever. There could be any type of questions. So I'm here for you guys. And sometimes when I'm actually hypnotize people in Corona del Mar, Newport Beach, and my office is there, so I may not really possible to call and communicate with you guys, but just to stand in the line, just send me an email and I will get back to you. I have 2 assistants, which is they working almost hard, 24 hours and 7 days to get me in. But see me face to face right now in Corona del Mar. The waiting list is March 23rd, 2020. And I'm sorry about that waiting list, but people who may have some very important things to maybe ask, finding missing persons, something that to do with the cold cases, please just send email to Fiona@avidawakening.com or go to PersianMedium.com.
Appreciate the love and energy. Thank you, Fiona.
Thank you so much. And look at that. Look at that beautiful view that I have. So this is my backyard. So I really appreciate love. And thank you so much, guys. I love you all. So be over blessed, be happy, and never, ever give up, even with 125 crackers in 2 months.
I love it. Thank you, Fiona.
Thank you.
Care. The legendary Marissa Peer put me into hypnosis. If you want to see that video, go check it out right there. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.